We can all agree she's hot. Based on a Korean model, she's curvy, she has jiggle physics, which, and I mean the kind of jiggle physics where like if somebody breathes, their boobs jiggle, which doesn't happen.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. I made a reaction video over the weekend for Stellar Blade Blood Rain, genuinely excited about it. And of course, I haven't checked my comment section yet to see what people thought about my video reaction and what my thoughts and feelings were about that particular trailer. Well, you jabbering fool, let me see what people had to say regarding my coverage of this. Most people see sexy, I see a cohesive art design, superb world building, and lack of cringe compared to Wolverine. Definitely has the Blade Runner feel to the world, looks pretty dang good. Man, I can't wait getting this. Give me a Alita Battle Angel vibes, but certainly happy with another Shift Up game coming soon. The first Stellar Blade is definitely stellar. Alita Battle Angel is a very good comparison actually. Well done to you, my man, for actually pointing that one out. Very, very good. Again, did anybody have a problem with her design? But as I said before, folks, in my trailer, looking like Magnus Pike waving my arms around the place, there was going to be a nuclear fallout regarding the design choice from Shift Up about their new female protagonist, Evie. And like I said, I thought she was okay. I wasn't sitting there going, because that would just be a little bit strange over a polygon character, albeit a very detailed polygon character. So let's get into the articles today, folks, that I have unearthed to tell you what I think about well, what's actually going to happen to this game. Because look, it is still coming out. Shift Up themselves have said we're actually taking feedback and we're going to redesign Evie. Probably not too much, but I tell you what, there are some banger mods out there already, which I will show you too. Very safe for work stuff. So without further ado, folks, let's get into this video today. And remember to be excellent to each other.
He's fearless, careless, a little too careless.
Stellar Blade is back with a new game, but, and that should have been with two T's, not one, the same jiggle. From a writer called Ass Parish, who's a black woman who can't actually get further on in life without highlighting a color every single minute of the day, and obviously very jealous that this creation right here has jiggle physics, and I guess her real life self, which is probably worthless at this point in time, lacks any kind of physicality whatsoever. Now, whenever there's a new cinematic that plays during a Summer Game Fest or Games Award presentation without an introduction, it's always fun to try to guess the game. Early into the cinematic for Stellar Blade Blood Rain, I was stumped. I could identify the slick, hyper-realistic graphics of Unreal Engine 5 anywhere, but the cyberpunk setting meant this game could have been anything from a Final Fantasy reveal to some new IP. Some gross looking monsters appeared, suggesting a horror game on the level of The Medium, which again was a very horrifying game from Team Bluebird themselves. But as we got into the combat, the heavy melee hits and kicks that landed with such thudding force reminded me of Tekken. Okay, so why are we bringing Tekken into a game that you're already getting worked up about, specifically a game trailer? And this is the part, folks, that where you can see there's a seething feminist just getting mad and frothing at the mouth. All my guesses were way off until I got to the only real clue, because like Robert Palmer, she's looking for clues and is clueless herself. I needed when the main character, a young rosy-cheeked woman, because if she was a black woman you probably wouldn't have the same opinion, would you, Ass Parish? Took off a heavy cloak and both her butt cheeks jiggled independently of each other. Because funny enough, I don't remember that in my reaction, but then again, I don't really care. I approve. And speaking of approving, yeah, that ain't nothing but a Stellar Blade game, y'all. No release date for Blood Rain has been set, but if it's anything like its predecessor, there will be all sorts of fabulous gowns. That's a very odd way to end your article, Miss Parrish, because it sounds like you're butthurt about the design of Evie. Now, I'm going to get into this one because this is all a bit fruity and saucy, and I've got to be careful how I tread here. So, Paul Tassi from Forbes has said the following. So, the Stellar Blade 2 situation is, yeah, Evie looks too young in most shots, like uncomfortably young. Because this guy, Tassie, is uncomfortably dumb or numb if you're a Pink Floyd fan. Now, I will say this is the same Paul Tassie who enjoyed Cuties on Netflix, so I'm not sure where he's getting uncomfortable from when he writes this article. But I will say, I will lend him some credence here. Yes, in the shots that they've taken from the 4K trailer, even when I saw the initial appearance of her, I'm like, oh, yeah, do you know what? Do I say something? Do I not? That's why I just said she looks okay. I'm not saying she's definitely not Eve from Stellar Blade. Again, people had a problem with her design because they said she was very hypersexualized. Now, this is in production, in air quotes, as evidenced by changes to the last game, Shift Up, which will almost certainly alter her by release. It's even dividing the hardest core fans at the moment. So, hi, Asian woman here. This design straight up looks like a childlike person, which, yes, in some parts it does. I'm not going to lie. Stellar Blade Blood Rain CEO Kim Hyung-tae interview. And he says, Kim, we intentionally made Evie to be shorter. From the way I'm looking at her, she seems a bit taller and look a bit younger. I mean, no, she's a little bit shorter, I guess. Yeah, that's true. We are designing Evie to have an even stronger, more distinct personality than Eve. I mean, I would say Eve had a nice personality, or should that be personalities? Costume quality will be much higher than the previous game. I have no doubt about that. Kim says he believes a smaller character makes intense close quarters combat more appealing, which again, and of course, that fabulous shot right there. Then suddenly cock blocked by Ellen Page from the Daily Bugle, or the Bugle Daily. Thank you very much for that, sir. Zach, aka Asmongold, says the following. Not gonna lie, I think this character looks too young, and I don't think her voice actress matches her appearance either. I mean, that's a matter of opinion, but yeah, I kind of see where he's going with that. Even the first game was perfect. This one, I'm not as big a fan of. Maybe I'm becoming an old man, but that's just my 2 cents. Still looking forward to the game though, and look, you know what people talk about here is the fact that Shift Up are the same company that also gave you those bubbly wobbly waifus known as Goddess Nikke of Victory. And did people complain about that? Did people actually put their heads together and did not realize that Kim Hyung-tae's beautiful wife designed those characters or helped to co-design them?
Raccoon City used to be so full of life.
So what's the big fuss, bro? Honestly, it is absolutely ridiculous. And there is my lovely lady Eve, as we first saw her in 2021, I think it was, when she was known as Project Eve. Let's blow her up. I thought she looked great there. And again, they improved the design over time. This was initially just what it is, a prototype in the stages before they started to get more refined about what she was looking like. Now, this I thought was very interesting. So Evie cover wallpapers are going kind of crazy. Studio cover, concept sheet cover, clean white poster, dark cinematic city cover, low angle hero cover, which again is a Dutch angle. I think that's what they're referring to. But I can look at these are pretty safe. I think that one here is an absolute banger of... Now, I tell you what, Kim Hyung-tae, if you're watching this video, you should probably redesign her like this. Now, I would say she looks like Rachel Weisz, the British actress, in her early 20s. That's probably one way to safely navigate that stream. And I think that one is pretty awesome as well. Like, the work that's gone into this AI rendition is really, really good. I think she looks much better there. They put a bit of age on her face, and they've certainly given her more incredible assets that I shan't visibly comment on, but I think my reaction will tell you everything you need to know. That's absolutely fantastic. Her model against a white print or blueprint of her designs. Really, really lovely how that's done, actually. Full credit to this person here who took the trouble to design this. I think she looks fantastic there. Look, in French cinema, they had people like her. in various films, right? Natalie Portman was in Leon, and how young was she in that movie, right? Did anybody? And again, I suppose she did attract unwanted attention from her performance in that movie, and that's the low angle they're talking about, and I think that looks absolutely fine. Oh, right, okay, well, I wasn't expecting that, so I guess Evie's butt is going to be following me everywhere, and I guess I can't escape it. Stellar Blade Blood Rain's Evie is more than just physical attractiveness. Shift Up insists, because the way this article is framed, it's like they're making Shift Up sounding like they are desperate to cover their tracks. They're not. They knew this reaction would actually erupt because we are the retarded West. The East knows better than we do in most aspects. This Rhea's Summer Game Fest showcase saw the reveal of Stellar Blade Blood Rain, the next game from Shift Up. Now, if you're out of the loop, although I doubt anybody is, considering the storm surrounding her appearance in a D cup, Eve, protagonist of the original Stellar Blade, was well known for her beautiful attractiveness and physical well-being. In Blood Rain, Shift Up hopes to shake things up and shake them down if you keep looking at her cheeks too long. And the new lead, Evie, might be pretty. We might like her more than her predecessor, but there should be more to her than meets the eye or thigh, maybe. Now, according to Kim, the studio is using lessons it learned from interacting with the Goddess of Victory Nikke community and witnessing just why its fans were so attached to their favorite characters. I mean, I can give you 3 reasons why that might be. But it's fair to say that Nikke thrives on player attachment to and engagement with the cast as a gacha title. So I suppose it does make a little bit of sense, or should it be but of sense. Shift Up wants folks to love Evie for more than just her looks, so that they might be better invested in her, and in turn, Stellar Blade Blood Rain will be a big massive hit when it comes out. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Man, it's just bizarre to me that a video game character sparks this much controversy. And I want to take you to this last video here, folks, just to make it a bit more nice and even. And I think you might appreciate this, folks. This chick is a Korean pensioner and she's 70 years old. I shit you not. Have a look at this.
You see a woman who is 70 years old, but the brain refuses to accept it. Not because of the filters, not because of the plastics, but because her energy, posture, look, and style speak of a completely different age. It seems as if you are looking at a woman 20 to 30 years younger. And then the main question arises, what exactly creates this effect? And can it be repeated? This woman's name is Park So-young. At 70.
Park So Young, do you get it? Because she looks so young at 70. And listen, love, I'm not actually ripping the piss out of your name. I'm just looking at the irony of why you called yourself that.
Much younger due to her philosophy.
And she's got
life,
money,
habits, and attitude towards herself. Watch the video to the end, and you will learn the secrets that will make you look decades younger. So, let's get started.
She looks damn good, man.
The first and most important thing is her philosophy. She doesn't fight aging.
And for the looks of that exercise, I can see why she's not. And that's where we're going to leave it, folks. A not so gratuitous butt shot. In fact, I rather do admire the side profile of what I can see right here. But on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you and if you were me, and if you are Park So Young, parking her butt where it shouldn't belong, I will catch you catching me for the return of the next video.
That's it for this programme and indeed for this series. But we'll see you soon for more Top Gear on BBC World.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed on Kung Fu Hot Dog.